Hello everyone and welcome to the Deercast. We're bringing you a review video that's been specifically requested by you as the viewers. We did previously do a video on Kipplauf rifles, but a number of you have requested a review on the Merkel K3, which we did sort of feature briefly in the last video as an example of a Kipplauf rifle, but some of you have requested a more in-depth video. So first thing to say is these are primarily designed to be very short, light, compact, originally mountain rifles, so taking up the hill somewhere, shooting something with it and then coming back, and typically only needing one shot, so hence these are sort of single shot rifles. It's a very short rifle, as you can see, and barrel is 20 inches long. This is a 308, and because you haven't got a bolt and the action that goes with it, you'd sort of lose, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches on the overall length of a rifle if you compared this to a sort of standard bolt action rifle. As part of that as well, there's an immense weight saving. So this rifle weighs 2.5 kilos with no scope on it. And as a result, the whole thing just feels incredibly nimble, really, really nice, light, easy to use. If you don't put a moderator on the end, using this in woodland or anything like that is just completely unrivaled. I do put a moderator on the end, which some people will say is complete sin. So this is the K3 variant. Should point out you can't buy this new anymore, or well, there are 1 or 2 gun shops that may still have some lurking around, but Merkel have now moved on to the K5, which has got a few different variations on it. They've changed the safety catch mechanism, the trigger adjustment mechanism, the sling swivels are now QD flush cups, and they've also slightly changed the shape of the fore end. Personally, I don't understand quite why they've done that, because I don't think there are any problems with the existing rifle as it is, but as with all these things, people always want to innovate. In terms of loading the rifle, and I'll just do it this way around because it's slightly easier, is just like a shotgun. On the top, push that to the side and it opens and insert a cartridge. Once that's then closed up, in theory, it's ready to go, although if you pulled the trigger, nothing would happen because the safety on this rifle is a cocking and decocking mechanism. So to set it live, you push this forward and that is it now ready to go. To decock it and make it safe again, you essentially do the reverse. You push it forward and let it come back, and it's spring loaded. Some people did comment that they felt that was loud, difficult to use, and a bit clunky. So hence the K5 has got it's got exactly the same sort of position of safety and style of safety, but it's not spring loaded. I've never found it a problem on this rifle. I've shot some very, very close deer with this rifle, and nothing's ever heard that safety catch go off. So I'm not quite sure what other people were doing with it, but there we go. In terms of the trigger, what I really like about the K3 is you've got a switch just here on the inside of the trigger guard, and you can adjust the trigger on 3 different weight settings. On its lightest, it is scary, scary light. So I actually permanently have it set on its heaviest setting, and tend not to adjust it from there. As you can see, it doesn't come with any sights attached to it. You've got 2 points here where mounts would sit on, and you can either buy Merkel's own proprietary mounts for it, or you can get some aftermarket ones from companies like recoil and other different companies like that, and they're all returned to 0, and there's a recoil lug in here which sort of helps make sure everything is really well lined up. If you do want to fit a moderator to it like me, then it does come threaded at the end, and that's got an invisible thread cap protector on it, which I think it just gives that rifle a really nice, smart look. You can see as well the barrel it's a heavier profile than a standard barrel, but it is fluted, which helps sort of save a little bit of weight on it. And I think actually for a rifle that's this small and compact, having the barrel a little bit thicker really does help when it comes to recoil management, which is normally the first thing people say to me about this rifle is they say, I bet it kicks like a mule. Actually, it doesn't, it barely kicks at all. And I'd say in some ways the recoil is nicer from this compared to a sort of standard bolt action rifle. Really sort of nice touches to it in terms of the way the stock itself is profiled, and I just think makes this rifle really, really pretty. In terms of dismantling it, because again that's one of the massive advantages of this rifle, is essentially all breaks down exactly like a shotgun to go into a suitcase. So front end, fore end comes off like that, barrel then off like that. That gives you that piece there. So that's the whole rifle then broken down into 3 pieces, goes into a small case, and you can travel anywhere with it and no one knows you've got a rifle with you. Accuracy wise, with standard ammunition, I got this down to about sort of 3/4 MOA. With some home loaded Fox ammunition, I'm now comfortably below ½ minute of angle, which for a single shot rifle like this, I think is absolutely amazing. In terms of downsides to this rifle, the only downside I'd say is probably the price, both of the rifle itself, but any sort of bits and pieces that go with it. So the proprietary Merkel mounts to go with it, I think that's sort of £350, £400, so not a cheap pair of mounts. The rifle itself, I mean, as I said, you'll be looking at a K5 now. They're about £3,800, and that depends on the level of wood fit you want to go through on the stock. You can quite comfortably get up to sort of £4,000 or £5,000 with some really nice wood on it, like this one. All of that said, I think this is an absolutely stunning, beautiful rifle. It's the last rifle I would sell out of my gun cabinet. I think that's the reason someone's going to buy one of these rifles, is that it's a sort of heirloom rifle. It's a once in a lifetime thing you're going to buy and hopefully keep forever and give you a huge amount of joy to shoot with. It's also something that's absolutely brilliant if you do want to travel with it, because like I said, you can break it down into a little suitcase and no one knows you've got it there. Anyway, that's the Merkel K3. Hope you've all enjoyed this video, and please remember, as usual, to comment, like and subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one.